5% each year, but looking at just the performance fees, they don't get anything extra until they hit 8% for you as the underlying client. From 8% to 10%, that's going to be called the catch-up, where they essentially are getting paid for their first 8 or 10% that they've earned. And then beyond 10%, profits are shared at an 80-20 split, 80 for you as the client, 20 to PIMCO as essentially a performance incentive fee. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, a lot to digest. Are there any further questions of Ann or Drake or Gary?
So I just have one question. I know we talked about putting $10 million into this. It says minimum investment $5 million. Is that their minimum investment into those funds is $5 million?
Yeah. And so that's why I wanted to make sure you knew that we think these two work incredibly well together. This private equity that has all these different vehicles in it, and this private credit. So you're doing almost like a stock and bond mixed in private equity. That's why we found them really attractive. So we think they work well together. If 10 feels like too much of a hurdle, then if you're only going to do 5, we'd say do 5 in the Adams Street, because we've got some ideas of what we could do on the other. Because we don't have to do the 5 in the PIMCO. We think that the 5 in the Adams Street, we can figure out something else to do a little bit better on the fixed. Or you can do 5 in the Adams Street and 3 in the PIMCO, because we'd have to pay slightly more in fees to get to be under that $5 million minimum for PIMCO, but we can do it with the 25 basis points extra.
What about up front? If solely commit to $10 million and use both of these funds, and you hold these equities until they call. It might be 6 months, it might be a year, right? Okay.
Yep, exactly. So it's invested.
You're seeing this.
Yeah, yeah.
What was wrong with the ones that weren't in the Hall of Fame? I mean, how are they? You said there are a handful of.
Oh, I said that I thought it was an interesting fun fact about Adams Street.
Oh, okay.
They're in the Private Equity Hall of Fame.
But there were a finite number of funds, and you said these were the best by far.
I said that.
You spent a lot of time trying to pick these two out of the. How were they better, or what was wrong with the ones you didn't pick?
Oh, interesting question. So we had a lot of different ideas going in as to what would be attractive for you. Because there's good private equity funds out there. That J-curve is tough to deal with, where it's cash flow negative for the first couple of years while you're getting money to work, and there's no return, and so your portfolio can take a hit in cash for a while. And so then we thought, okay, let's do an entirely secondary fund, because that doesn't experience the J-curve, because you're buying not into it at the beginning, you're buying those deals that are already in the payout phase. Well, except for the upside isn't all there. So we did a lot of looking around to say what makes the most sense for legacy. You guys this isn't family money. This is endowment money. You manage it differently when you're a trustee, when you have a fiduciary responsibility. What is the prudent way to do this well? So when we looked at all of that, we looked at the returns of different funds. We looked at the communication, the reporting, how much transparency is there? What is the performance over time? Will people talk to us when we're investing 5? I mean, I think this is a lot of money. Some people think, why would I talk to them? It's only 5. So there's a lot of quantitative stuff, but there's some qualitative analysis we did. It all came together when we had a long conversation with PIMCO and came across this opportunity. And I thought, now that, with this, that's something.
So let me go back. You raised the point that there's a 20% premium if we do this before the end of this calendar year.
Yeah, you get a discount
on the PIMCO.
20% on PIMCO.
And that's for the